So I wanted to ask the internet what it costs to replace the 7.3 diesel. And they said they replaced them a lot. There you go. Based on research and market trends, the estimated range for a replacement of 7.3 Power-Stroke engine falls between $5,000 and $9,000. The estimation includes the cost of the replacement engine, labor changes, and any additional parts or service required during the replacement process. We need to make a video on how to tell if someone's trying to scam you, apparently, and how to keep yourself from getting scammed. Because I'm thinking I may have been just taken for a ride and scammed a little. Alright, well, I came up here to the Ford dealership and to the service department to make an appointment with the source. Anyhow, they go by the VIN number, whether you can get an appointment, pretty much. They can't pull up the VIN number, you may not get an appointment here. So I had to ask them. They couldn't pull up my number because apparently it's too old and they don't know anything about engines or anything else. They said call in Monday and ask the advisor regarding it and go from there. So that's what we're going to probably do. We are going to go find a place to sit for a little while because I have some new leads on checking on the turbo. And we're just going to see. But it's not anything I can do right now. But my thinking is, because I haven't been in the last one, the turbo, there's 2 other people that's been in it, and I know how lack of detail people are lacking, that maybe someone missed something somewhere when they got in there and caused issues with it, or maybe I did something when I replaced the seals, who knows. I'm not blaming anyone on this one, but I need to know if it really is my engine or if it is a turbo seal. Clip before this is on my phone between the last one and this one. Anyhow, new clip. I am looking for a place to pull off my my dog house and get into my turbo and shake my turbo and see if it moves. Apparently that is the way to check and see if the turbo is going out, and that's the problem, not the other one. The rattle kind of disappeared when I tightened down that bolt. So I'm like, okay, so a loose bolt made the rattle and no one else seen that? I don't know. I think they seen money whenever I said, I'll have Robert replace an engine, like an idiot. Because it's worth it. It's like $7,000 for an engine. Yeah, worth it. But because that's what it says. Its prices online. It said the bottom end online is $2,500, and you move the parts over, or something like that. At the most, maybe $7,000 plus labor. Not $12,000. I almost think they marked it up, but I think they seen dollar signs. They didn't troubleshoot any of it. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just grouchy because I'm babying it out there and I'm trying to find an easy solution. Not easy. Not cheap solution either. Not easy or cheap. But I also need to do an oil change too. So I need to be somewhere somewhat not sandy, but there's nothing but sand around here. So rock would be awesome, but sand kind of sucks. So if you start out in quartzite, it's rock and sand, but the farther west you go, the more sandy, messy it gets. But right now it's running like a non-turbo diesel, which makes me think the turbo is out. And the black smoke coming out of it might be pumping out of the turbo shaft into the intake, causing it to look like the rings are gone. Instead, it's actually burning oil and fuel because it's rich. And we're just misdiagnosing a problem. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't like taking to shops, but whenever I'm like split and I don't have time to look at it and time to consider everything, which we've been doing a lot of traveling, but we haven't been doing a lot of sitting. I've been editing all that time, and I hadn't given myself time to even process a lot of stuff. Mainly because I really would like the channel to take off. And if you hadn't, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because you are watching Purple Perception and the world's perception. So anyhow, I am looking for a spot that's somewhat then I'll be left alone while I do what I need to do. That's close to an Amazon locker. And I'm thinking Bristow might be the thing, but it's also not good to drive it long term with all this diesel pouring into the chambers if that's the actual problem, the turbo not working. Granted, we've already gone this far, but I also pull over whenever it starts to feel hot and my foot feels hot, so I pull over and let it cool off. That's my temperature gauge, is my foot. Oh man, it got hot last night going up that hill, but I trucked through it. Because it doesn't make sense at 110,000 miles the rings just go out all of a sudden for no reason. But maybe it does. Maybe it's not as good of a motor as people say it is. We'll tie it the crappy 7.3 liter Ford Power Stroke. I don't know what we'll title it, but there's an RV park in town, but I doubt it's time for a check-in. Where are they at? Frost. Horseshoe Lane by Horseshoe Lake. That's such a weird lake. But there's a lot of golf courses around here and other stuff, which is kind of odd when you think about it. Speaking of which, if you're ever coming up this way, this road right here looks like it goes up and then drops down. No. This road right here goes up, and if you take Route 66, it goes up less, but it still goes up, and there's this peak of 4,500 right there. And then it drops over here, but there's about, I think it's 200 feet or something down here, but it's lower elevation on this side than on this side. So if you come this way, I'm pretty sure there's going to be another hill between here and wherever we're going. We're going to go north on the 40 and go over, but I'm trying to figure out a way to get the guys their electrical work done, and I need to talk to some people anyhow. So we'll work with that. But I'm guessing they're coming up this way and going up the 5 or the 1. Anyhow, I'm tired, and I have to calculate how much of my problems are due to discrimination at this point in time. Because people do discriminate. People, especially if they think you're stupid, or they can pull one over on you. So I always consider that whenever I'm going to a mechanic shop. It's like the legendary blinker fluid crap. But anyhow, I think I'm going to just see what the check-in is on this lake and go park over there long enough that I can kind of figure out what the heck I'm going to do. It's going to heat up my whole engine bay, so I won't be able to touch it, but I don't want to tear it apart where I stay the night. Granted, I'd probably be fine. I don't see any evidence of anyone being in here, but I got to pull off at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. 6 bolts. Plus pull the doghouse out and let's set it aside. So, and maybe I can find some BLM land closer that I can set up on, but the closest is like 20 miles away, which ain't bad. It's just backtracking back and forth if I had to go to the Amazon locker, and the truck's still not running right. But there's this standard valley off highway vehicle area. Considering I got stuck at the last one, I want to go there, but I kind of don't. So we'll see. This metropolitan area makes me nervous. I hadn't even been sitting for, well, I sat for 12 hours. That's what I got last night. I did sleep. They came, checked my tags just right before I left and came down here. Which is usually when they have a high patrol city. Break that. Not. I want to know something. I have suspicions. I'll see if my suspicions are right. Or if I need to just practice the other tradition of fucking just getting the fuck out of here. Alright, there's that. Oh, it doesn't really look like anyone's been in here since the last time I was in here, does it? I had to take off, well, I only had to take off 8 bolts. I only had to take off 4 bolts to check the turbo. I only had to take them off, I just had to take off 2 and then loosen up 2 to actually do that. And so, yeah, I'm not going to let you record and watch this whole thing as I go on, but I have a very strong sneaking suspicion it's not my engine so much as it is the lack of turbo, other than damage created by the lack of turbo or fuel or one of those. Tin doesn't fit. I'm gonna have to go find my ace. I use one of these. Been in here so much. But I feel like I'm hustling all the time just to get out of this place. This is also the only place that has a, no, not the only place. One of the places that has Amazon locker, and I would love to get down the road a lot quicker if I can, and if I can find this problem, not abandon my vehicle and swap it out for something else, because it really doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, the power and everything else does, but the noise could be damage coming from not doing it. Also, I double checked online. It is definitely like $4,000 for a paint motor, and then whatever on top of it. So we are going to. Hey, there we are. Ooh, that turbo is hot. Why is that so hot? That turbo should not be that hot, I don't think. But maybe it is, because it's hooked to the exhaust, so maybe it's supposed to. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a flashlight. No, I'm also practicing high security procedures, and those are basically everything gets locked up if you're not standing right by it, and you keep your head on a swivel. I would love to be farther down the road, and I could have drove last night. I was just so tired, and it hit me hard once it hit me, so I was like, it's probably the safest spot next to off a highway vehicle area, which I will go to after here, and then we'll work our way down. But I want to get this off and test it. If it tests like the turbo's bad, we're going to get a new turbo and see if that fixes our problem, and then go from there. But I also don't think they opened this up, as hard as it was to get off and how clean it looked whenever I got back. Normally there's something left. I don't think they got access to the motor at all. I think they ran a computer and charged me $200 for it. So inside my turbo boat, it looks like there's oil in here, and it looks like it's coming from the turbo, being that there's more here than there is down here in the splatter pattern. You see that? I think we're on to something regarding the turbo. I don't know if I can reach in there and grab it and shake it or not. It's hot. So I drove it over here. We're gonna try. Fucking turbo. Oh shit! Oh my god! It moves. It shakes up and down. I wonder, can you see in there? Can you see anything? We are going to be golden soon. Can you see in there any? Does it look horrible? Sorry for the cussing. Heck yeah! Edited version. Oh yeah! Okay, so we just need to get a turbo for this, and then I think we'll be good. I'm gonna see if they can order one in there, and if we can do that, we're gonna swap this turbo out, and we're gonna check all the pedestal bolts, and we're going to do that here in the parking lot if we can. I don't want to move this if I can avoid it. So that's what we're going to do. And we also know that if that's the case, the specialist didn't know what they was doing, or they was looking for bigger dollar signs like, ooh, new motor. Yeah, it's a new motor. Yeah, that's what it is. It's 22,000. It'll fix the problem even if it's something else. New motor. Oh man, that brings me joy knowing that's probably our problem. Okay, I gotta go see how much a new turbo is, and then we get to go from there. Okay, I'm here. I'm talking with Harley, and we're trying to figure out my engine problem because it feels like a lack boost and other things, and we're looking for boost problems. But as I'm in here looking, let's see if I can get the light just right. You see that? Does that look like that's separated? Does that look like the air intake boost is like broken or separated on that? See that? I can't tell. It looks like my intake Y is broken. Hang on, I got the GoPro here. Well, unfortunately, that's not it. After pulling it off and looking at it, we was just looking at a shadow. It's still there. However, let's see. It looks like that's been tightened down really tight. Everything's been tightened down really tight. Here's the other thing. Got a split there. We have a massive amount of exhaust leak on that. We definitely have an exhaust leak right there, but that's after. My concern is this one here, because that looks like it's coming from somewhere around the turbo connector here. So I'm thinking about just pulling the turbo off real quick and looking it all over on the back side easier. It'll be quick and easy to do that. Quick, I mean relatively quick, just to do it and check it. Okay. Scammed. there's a magnet on there, and that's all the... There is nothing on that plug. So here. Yeah, right into his cam, I think. Start. See the before clip of the camera for oil change quality. Anyhow, I am doing an oil change to get my engine farther down the road in case I cause damage to it, because I was told that I needed a new engine. Anyhow, I'm adding Lucas to it to help give it some extra friction protection. And it's about time. This thing takes 16 quarts of oil, just so you know. I got 12 quarts in it right now, plus a quart of that, so I'm 13 quarts in, so I usually check it. I threw away my sandals last night. I threw them away because when I got out to check the rig going on behind me, or whatever was going on behind me, there's glass out there, and it went through and hit my foot. And now I have it's like walking on glass the other day, and it feels like it in my feet. So needless to say, those sandals went bye-bye. And yeah, I'm gonna clean my feet again. Hopefully I didn't step on anything worse than glass, because it's dark outside and I'll probably look at the cameras. I hate looking at this thing whenever it's fresh and new. You see how hard that is to see? We're like right in the middle of it though. Bag. Anyhow, I gotta clean up my mess here and take my oil to O'Reilly's. It did pretty good for keeping it clean. I gotta find something for the trash. I don't know if they'll take my trash or not. Maybe they will. It's done underneath it, and for the most part clean underneath it. I used the rug to help give it some protection. Didn't want to really screw up their driveway here. It's pretty nice looking. It's auto shop. Anyhow, I'm going to go over my rig with a fine-tooth comb, look at everything, make sure there's nothing in any of the crevices. I was with those people, but I don't think they actually did anything to my rig. I don't even think they looked at my rig. They just went by off what I said, and they seen money. So, anyhow.